What's up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to the Nana manga, this time with volume 18, chapter 68. Just going to quickly recap last time. We had some nice scenes with Ren and Nana as they reunited after Ren's kind of recording session in England, or London, more than likely. Hello, darling. Yeah, so you've got a wholesome time considering the usual kind of interaction between Ren and Osaki. Again, it's quite sad, honestly, that my first initial thought when I do think of Ren and Osaki is them actually not having too great a time together. And I have mentioned before how it just kind of feels like we're just kind of just splitting apart slowly. But again, it was actually quite a nice time. We had a lot about Shin last week, which I thought was brilliant. This was a much better chapter, in my opinion, than the chapter before this one, which again I wasn't a very big fan of. Thought this look in the Shin was great here. We see his brother, I believe it is. Where is he? This guy. I think that's his brother, or that adopted brother, or whatever. I mean, I think I don't know. I don't really know. I don't fully understand the dynamics, but I think he's like a half brother or something, step brother. I don't know. I don't think that's his actual brother. I don't think. But yeah, he actually returned home to his father's place. Had this lovely little omelette from Komatsu. And yeah, a lot of people just kind of worrying where Shin's at after he kind of disappeared after we did see him at his parents' place. Can't remember exactly how he ended, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, Shin got arrested, which again isn't that bad. It means we found him, for one. Getting arrested, I don't think is too great a thing in Japan. I think they have like 100% like conviction rate or something like that. Is it conviction rate? I forget. But they have 100% prosecution rate, perhaps, is the one. When they arrest someone, they get the shit done. Is what happens, I think. But yeah, we ended up with Shin getting arrested. So I wonder what he actually got arrested for. Was it the prostitution or what? Is he even old enough to go to jail? I'm not sure he is, actually. Yeah, let's have a little look at what we got today. Do let me know what you guys think about this episode, though, down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. I'll read this in a second. Let's have a little look at the coloured artworks. Rapidly changing destiny. There's Osaki again. She's the star. I mean, to be fair, last chapter we had Komatsu as the cover, which was really pretty, but Nana Osaki definitely stars, from what I've seen anyway, in the most covers. It's nice here. Not the best we've ever seen her look, of course. I don't think the shoes match the rest of the outfit. I'm not a style guru or anything, so don't take my word for that. But I think on the left here it looks nice. These are one of my favourite things a girl can wear, to be honest with you. Things like this. I really like leggings and these fishnets, I think they're called. I think they always look fantastic on women. I'm not sure if she's like, there might just be socks, to be honest with you. I'm not really sure, because you don't see anything like on the knees, but yeah, the shoes are definitely very bright in contrast to the rest of the outfit, aren't they? Maybe that's a message that only women would understand, when your shoes are bright and the rest of your outfit's dark. Again, I'm no kind of guru or anything, so I wouldn't take my opinion as of any importance. What on earth has happened to Shin? What about Blast Performance? Searching for our dreams. This is interesting. Is this on the same page? There's her just sitting there and then walking away with a bunch of trash near a bike. Okay. Nice cover there. Not the prettiest. I think it's more so sends a message. I'm not 100% sure what that message is. I was much more worried about what was going to happen to our tour than what was going to happen to Shin. That's a little bit sad, isn't it? A little bit sad. What was that fucking meme that was going about like the tour being ruined or something not so long ago? The tour's ruined. I can't remember what it was about. I do feel like as I do get older, I'm not majorly older or anything, but as I do get older, I'm getting further away from like the hot topics and the memes and such nowadays. Less in the know about that kind of stuff. I'm not an old man. Yeah, here's the artwork again. And you know what, another thing is I really can't stand these shoes. Like, it's not that they look bad, just like logistically, as someone with like a logistic brain, I can't stand the fact that there's no fucking heel on these things. And just got like, I just imagine if you wore these, you'd just be like swinging, like you'd be going up and down like that. That's not a flat surface there. You'll just be going, yeah. I hate the design of them. Like logistically, you probably can stand still, but surely things like this for women just take so much effort. And this version doesn't actually have any dialogue on these. Shin Osaka. Shin Kobe Kyoto. See, this would be really good for me. Again, I can't read kanji at all, so if everything in Japanese had this, I'd probably do pretty well over there. If everything was subtitled in hiragana. Shin Osaka. That's a nice photo. Very good quality photo for back in these days. So, to be honest with you, it's like with everything, isn't it? It's like the games, especially. I remember games looking great when I was young, but you play them today and they look fucking horrid. It's just like the comparison thing, isn't it? If you're back in these times, this photo would look great, but if you imagine if you look at this photo today, it would look like a pixelated mess. Very interesting, the kind of perception to visuals, things like that, like TVs with like their new kind of HD 4K settings and such. Like what we used to watch, again, probably looks very pixelated and awful nowadays. I find perception stuff like that crazy, like quality perception, and you guys know I've spoken about before, time perception. I find very interesting. It's how you can go from having so much fun. Like I'll be reading this right now, and I'll look at my clock, and the ticker will be going like this, and then once I stare at it for a while, it will just be going just like normal speed, just very slowly. Whereas again, when you're having fun, it just whizzes past. And I also do find it especially interesting. The older I've got, it seems like time is going by quicker. I think that's a very common thing as well, and I think I did read a study about it. I think there's like the study I read was like your time perception is actually slower when you're a kid, and then once you become an adult, it's like almost normal time perception, and then it's like 10 years go by, it's increased by 1.25 times. 20 years go by, you've got like 1.5 times speed, and I think that's very accurate actually. I feel like the older I get, the faster kind of time goes. Again, maybe that's because of more freedom, and you do have kind of more fun, I guess, with freedom in a sense. I don't know. Never feels like that when you're at work. Although with what I do, it's always very fun. This will never be work. Reading manga and watching anime, I could never see this as work. And I don't really edit things, but if I was to edit, that would definitely be work. I'm not great at editing stuff. And I think as long as I keep this a hobby / pleasure, that's for the best, if that makes sense. I feel like if it does turn into work, it does get to that stage of like, why would people want to watch you work? I mean, people do watch people work, but it would just be less entertaining. I don't know. away from the point. Again, I could probably go on more tangents now. It's not like I have a time limit or anything, don't get me wrong, but all the chapters in this volume are going to be pretty short because again we have that special ending chapter, don't we? Which I'm really excited for, by the way. Takumi special. Shin Ri. Hello. Sorry for the late reply. I'm on my way to Yokohama Arena to rehearse for our concert tomorrow. I overslept and I'm really late. Right now, my assistant Shun is bitching and moaning at me. From Shin. It makes sense that you want to tell Nana everything because you care about your best friend, Misato. I don't think you're being selfish. Chikage. It's not better to not tell Nana. Sorry. It's not better to not tell Nana the truth. That's just what the people who worry about Nana more than Misato think. I think you should protect what you think is important to you. I also think that only Nana can help Misato out. I don't know if Nana has the capacity to save somebody else. It's interesting if you remember all the way back to a while ago with Shoji. Any of you guys remember him? Have we seen him? I think we might have seen him a couple of times in the manga. We haven't seen him in a fucking ages, have we? I don't think anyone really wants to. Although I appreciate the fact he's actually doing pretty well now. Sometimes things just don't work out. He wasn't an awful guy or anything. But yeah, if you remember all the way back to outside of the diner, I think it was, when we found out Komatsu was being cheated on per se. And she didn't save Nana, Komatsu there. She actually done one step further. She actually said, just handle yourself. Fight for your guy. Like, fight for what you love. Fight for what you want to do, is what Nana Osaki said. I'll always remember that. There's a lot of early stuff in Nana I'll always remember. And that was one better than actually saving her. You didn't need to save her. You kind of taught her to fight for herself and save herself. And again, that's actually one better than saving someone, in my opinion. Teaching them to actually help themselves. So I think she has the capacity to save people, for sure. It depends on in what sense you're talking about, I guess. I'm really glad you decided to go. I know it's hard to have fun thinking about Misato. Is that her fucking friend? I was thinking, like, why is she texting Shin? One. I guess she got his number at some point. And two, I was like, I mean, it kind of looks like her, but she looks very fancy compared to usual here, doesn't she? Very fancy. I did think her name was Chikage. Interesting. So yeah, this is the real Misato's friend right here. She's very pretty, doesn't she? I won't say too much because she is in high school. She does look pretty. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's good for Shin, isn't it? Because he's also young, so it actually might be a good relationship for him. If it is a relationship, if it is that type of deal. I know it's hard to have fun thinking about Misato, but Shin invited you. If you didn't go, you'd regret it for the rest of your life. Alright, now you look hot. Shin will take you home for sure. I mean, she looked pretty cute anyway, like I said. Maybe a bit too much, maybe like, I wouldn't say she's overdone it, but that's a lot. She's, yeah. It looks like one of those kind of like classical kind of princesses from Disney movies or something. Good luck. Try to find some time during the after party when you can be alone with Nana and decide what to tell her. Oh, It's Shion. See you tomorrow. We all have to hang in there. I don't feel like this bodes very well, do you? Cloudy, then rain. Do you know what is one, like, this is so out of left field, but one thing I always think of when I think of the weather is Return of the Living Dead, the movie. Slight spoiler here, so maybe skip ahead a minute, but it's been out for like 50 years, so it's a really interesting zombie movie where the rules are just really different, and it's almost like a bit of an impossible situation. So inevitable because you can't, like, you can dismember and destroy a zombie, but they'll still be alive. Like their hand, if you cut off their hand will still live by itself, for example. You cut off their head will still be alive. Like, you can't ever actually get rid of a zombie. So you think you burn it, and that's what they did in the movie. But the fumes, I love the music that played during the scene as well. This scene is epic from the movie. The fumes go up into the sky, and then clouds come, and then it rains, and then the fumes of the zombies actually rains down, and then it rains on graves, and somehow reaches, like, don't ask me how. I think rain can go through to coffins at a point, but not like instantly. So as a horror movie, you've got to take some sets out of it. But like, yeah, rains on like what they're called, graveyards and such, and then more zombies are actually, like, you try and burn the zombies to get rid of them, and it does get rid of it, but then that just creates hundreds of more zombies, and yeah, it's just it's a really kind of hard take on the zombie genre where there is almost like no hope. You can hardly, you can't even really kill the zombies, let alone escape them. It's always been, yeah, I think I could say that's always been my favourite zombie movie. There's a few really good ones. I really love Brain Dead. Let's just go on a little topic of zombie movies for a second here. I do like my zombie movies. Brain Dead is really good. It's also called Dead Alive, I'm pretty sure. Created by the guy that done all the Lord of the Rings movies, I believe. Peter Jackson, is it? Yeah, Peter Jackson. Yeah, he done all the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies. I haven't watched any of those. I will need to at some point, but there's just so many and it's so long. It's a big undertaking. But yeah, a lot of you guys will obviously know him for that. But I think this was one of his first movies, and this is one of the goriest movies I've ever seen in my life. You can see from a few shots here. This scene is amazing. Like, it's hilarious. Just how extreme this movie is. It's absolutely hilarious. It is much more of a comedy than a horror. Yeah, this is one of my favourites. Return of the Living Dead is probably my favourite. Dawn of the Dead, original and remake, are some of my favourites. Zombie. Again, if any of you guys are not too interested in this, you can just skip ahead. I've never watched World War Z. I've heard it's good though. Is it Wreck? I think it might be called. I think Wreck is more of an infection thing, but I guess it's kind of zombie-like. Wreck is also a good zombie movie if you put it in that category. Shaun of the Dead, of course. Shaun of the Dead is a British classic. But yeah, that's very much it. You know what, I did always really like the first and second Resident Evil movies. I thought were great, but they were the first bits of Resident Evil I ever had. I never played any of the games, and I watched both those movies. Obviously the games are a lot better, but I still quite like the first two Resident Evil movies. The rest of them, which I have watched all of them, quite shit, unfortunately. They got some good actors in there. It's a shame. I think especially like Jill and Claire's actors are really good. It's another Rob Zombie situation with those movies though, of Rob Zombie loves fucking casting his wife in a main role, and she's just not a good actor. Mia Jovovich is a pretty good actor, actually. She's actually a very good actor in certain roles. But in Resident Evil, I don't think she's too great. And her husband is the director of all of them, so. Let's continue on. Newsflash. Newsflash. Black Stones questioned by police. Chicago. Literally, the instant she walked out. Possession of marijuana. Man, these guys need to get on Junko and fucking her boyfriend. Fucking possession of marijuana. I think marijuana is it quite illegal in Japan? Obviously, I know. I don't really hear too much about kind of drugs in Japan, to be honest. The first thing that comes to mind is America's crackheads and the people on the streets of America. I see a lot of images of a lot of crackheads in America. Not that nothing. The fact I can't speak. The fact that I'm watching Breaking Bad right now doesn't help that perception. But there's a lot of crackheads in the UK as well. I mean, I've told you guys I used to be a bit of a crackhead myself, so. What am I looking for here? Japan drug laws. But yeah, I don't ever really hear too much about drugs in Japan. I think it's very outlawed. Like, it's very frowned upon. 5 million yen. How much is 5 million? That's a lot of money, right? Jesus Christ. That's like your yearly fucking wage. You get caught with drugs in Japan, your whole year is going to be paying that back. Holy shit. I hope that's not for marijuana. I think it's very hard to procure stuff like that out in Japan as well. Oh, which I always find funny because alcohol is a terrible drug and it's legal everywhere, almost everywhere. And I just always find that a piss take. I always find it an absolute piss take how marijuana is illegal most places. And the reason it's illegal is because of greed and government greed. If you look into it, in most places, the fact that it was actually outlawed because that would actually put the people in charge of, especially America, I think I've seen it about. People in charge of America, they're in charge of like the paper companies and such, and because you can make good quality paper out of marijuana, which sounds stupid, I know, but I think it's hemp paper or something like that. They actually outlawed marijuana because it would impact the money. This is not totally accurate, I'm paraphrasing, of course. But yeah, because that would actually impact how much they would earn on their kind of investments and on their paper and such. So they outlawed marijuana and hemp as a whole, I believe, back in like the 1900s. Again, I'm probably very wrong about a lot of these facts. But yeah, it's not outlawed because it's awful for you. It's outlawed because of fucking greed. A horrible way to spell marijuana. Marijuana. Some countries have a zero tolerance policy. How long do you get locked up? Wow, I never knew Shin smoked marijuana. Interesting. Oh, that's interesting. I always find laws like this ridiculous. So you can't own or sell marijuana, but it's actually illegal to be high on marijuana. I always find stuff like that quite ridiculous, don't you guys? It's like you can't have it, but you can have it. You can't have it, but you can. It's ridiculous, isn't it? 7 years for possessing cannabis, like that's just ridiculous. And you let people drink. You let people drink alcohol and ruin their lives, becoming alcoholics. This is incredible. I feel like, yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? Fucking 7 years. Small amount from 1 to 10 years. Bloody hell. And again, a whole year's fucking wages as well, by the way. Jesus Christ. It's like in America as well. I find it ridiculous in America, the fact that states, a lot of states have it legalized, yet throughout the whole country it's illegal. That's crazy how you can have a law that expands your whole country, yet places in your country are doing the exact opposite. I find politics and shit like that amazing. That's why I don't get involved in politics or anything, because it's just like contradictions like that just make me think, yeah, you guys just like do whatever the hell you want. You guys just, again, doing what helps you out most money wise. As someone that does smoke marijuana, I think it would be positive to legalize it. I smoke a very small amount, very small. I usually 3 grams would last me. That would used to last me a night if I was out with my friends, but that lasts me about 3 or 4 weeks nowadays. I smoke a very small amount. But I think mainly the benefit would be for the government to earn a lot of money off the taxation of marijuana. I think that would be a massive amount of income. I'm not sure they'd ever do that in the UK because we already make marijuana in the UK. I looked up the other day. There's a farm actually near where I live in the country that grows weed, but that weed is not for us. We sell it to other countries. It's amazing. You can't buy, sell, or use weed in the UK, but we can make it and sell it to other countries. It's like, I need to get off this point. I hate it. I hate the contradictions. Although, as like a walking contradiction myself, I shouldn't hate it too much. Ah dear. Very big side plot there. Apologies, guys. Pot. The police came to that woman. So that was not what I was expecting to get arrested for whatsoever. The police came to that woman Ryoko's room while he was in there. They were caught red-handed. There's no way he could talk himself out of this. And I've been caught by the police with marijuana before, and they've always actually let me keep it. Strangely, again, I live out in the country, so I think they're just like, oh, we've got bigger problems to worry about. Me and my friends, we used to go. There's a golf place nearby, and we used to go over there and smoke it. And yeah, the police came one night, and we had only about like 2 grams on us, but they were like, yeah, you've just got to leave the place. We can obviously smell it, but you guys can keep your marijuana. We're like, oh, fucking hell, thank you. What lovely police people. I've never had an issue with police in regards to smoking marijuana. If I've ever been caught or anything, they've always again just let me keep it and such. So I think that's just the human nature towards it nowadays, of just realizing there's much worse things out there, like alcohol, harder drugs, and yeah. Not to say marijuana doesn't have its negatives. It can psychologically affect you a lot. Again, I've told you guys about the changes I've went through from being a kid to an adult. I think marijuana definitely did have an impact in that, in terms of making me a more I almost said inbred, a more introverted person. But again, I feel like I actually like the fact that I'm more kind of what's the word for it? I actually think about what I say to other people and how I affect other people and such now, whereas again, I didn't think about that whatsoever when I was a teenager. So I think it definitely has had positive effects on me. It definitely has negative effects as well, of course. So that's the thing. Everyone's got a vice, haven't they? Everyone has something they have to do to kind of de-stress and such. Again, whether that be alcohol. Again, alcohol's not actually bad if you have it in like a reasonable kind of amounts. But again, just going off my experience, like I said, when I was very much delinquent, whenever we drank, we'd drink as much as we could, and yeah, just I'd often have kind of bile sicks, and like it wasn't alcohol poisoning, I don't think per se, but yeah, just like sicken from a real deep place, and like yellow kind of liquid and bile, I think it's called, and yeah, we'd always just go crazy with the alcohol. So that's probably why I've got a slightly negative perception of it, just from my experience. But again, in small quantities, alcohol can actually be beneficial for you as well, funnily enough. Yeah, smoking, cigarettes, weed, drinking, reading manga and watching anime even is like it's not very similar, don't get me wrong, but it is like another vice of like de-stressing and just like doing what relaxes you. I don't know. Maybe someone tipped them off. What's going to happen to their tour? Again, obviously, I'm watching Breaking Bad at the minute, and I don't think crystal meth is a very it's a very good one. I have tried that once before. I think I told you guys before. I have done quite a bit of meth in my time. That was always the cheapest and the most accessible drug. And then it like, that's the thing. It went up in levels. Like we started drinking, we started smoking weed, we started doing speed, and then MDMA, Mandy. Not sure what other names. There's lots of names for it, and then like meth, and then like cocaine was like the last kind of straw. It was also the most expensive. Yeah, I randomly picked up my friend. Actually, I went to this party and I didn't have anything there, any alcohol or anything, and my friend randomly just gave me like this almost like clear kind of like crystal, I think. I was like, yeah, have this. Someone just left it on the side, so I was like, yeah, I guess I'll do it, because that's just how I was back then. I had no idea what it was. And then someone told me it was I think it was crystal meth. I could be wrong. No, I don't think it was crystal meth actually. I can't remember what it was. Try and look it up quickly. And I hope the police aren't looking at my search, my search history here. It was something really weird, and I've never used or heard anyone use before from my like friend group. List of illegal drugs. It was really weird. Oh, this is a big old list here. So yeah, the meth I used to do, again like 10 years ago, was always quite yellowy. It always smelled like cat piss as well. That's a popular one nowadays, isn't it? I think fentanyl. I've never done ketamine. I was always quite scared to do that one actually. I've done a little bit of acid. No, it's actually not here. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what it was. It was some really weird drug. Talk to Frank. Let's go and talk to Frank. Oh, there's so many. Backy. That's what we used to call it. Backy. Tobacco. Bath salts is another terrifying one. Yeah. I can understand, again, being someone that used to do stuff like this, I can understand why you'd try stuff like that. Sometimes you're just looking to get high on anything and you've got like no money and trying to get out of your own head and stuff like that. What these names are crazy. Chicken Fever. Clockwork Orange. I've never watched that movie. It looks brutal. I need to watch it. The Devil's Weed. The Devil's Lettuce. Okay. I'm not sure I'll be able to find out what it was. Ah. I've had laughing gas before as well. That was I really didn't like it. Like, it's okay for like 30 seconds. I've recently been seeing videos of people in America just doing it like straight from a bottle, which is crazy. But yeah, I've done that a couple of times in my life, and I've never really liked it. It always gave me a massive headache afterwards. So I hate things like that. Like I always mention how I don't really like alcohol. I don't mind alcohol, but I hate the fucking fact that it makes you feel like absolute shit. I hate anything that makes you feel like crap, like the next day or afterwards. I really hate stuff like that. With marijuana, it's like absolutely fine. I never feel too bad or anything afterwards. I don't think I'll be able to find what I'm looking for here. I don't know what it was. It was just like some random like crystal thing. A crystal of something. No, I can't find what it is. Apologies for all these tangents, by the way, guys. Yeah, I've tried my fair share of stuff. Never injected anything or anything like that. Because again, I was always a little bit of a wimp. That's the thing. I'd never pay for any of this stuff. Although I do remember selling my Xbox and stuff for some at some points. But most of the time, my friends would buy it and we'd just kind of do it together. Shit was like stupid expensive when it got to, again, like the cocaine. It's like 80 to £100 for a small amount, and it's just insane. But why did the police raid the place then? Yeah, that's an interesting question, isn't it? Why? How did they? I mean, obviously smells, but how did someone give a heads up to the police about this situation? I don't know. Maybe someone tipped them off. What's going to happen to their tour? What's going to happen to Shin? Yeah, that's the question. Again, I found that quite interesting at the start. It's like, you guys care more about your tour than you do about one of the members. Shin's a minor. It's his first offence, so his punishment won't be bad. He'll be alright. But he won't get released for a while. And if he does, damage control won't be easy. And yeah, the fact that the media's already got hold of this is, a nightmare. Don't be so harsh. What a downer. That's Yasu's lady for you. So again, where do I read here? Do I go down or do I go left, do you reckon? I think I'll go down. They're still trying to figure out what to do about the tour. But having Blast go through it would be hard. I mean, I've mentioned this before, haven't I? They could get like a substitute. It wouldn't be nearly as smooth as usual, but I think bands usually do have like a special member, or they get like a member of another band to help out with that role a lot of the time. So maybe we might see a slight crossover here, perhaps, of someone from maybe Trap Nest helping out Blast in a performance or something. Who knows? If Takumi lets them. But having Blast go through it would be hard. You have to worry about the public image. Walida. I feel like throwing up. I'll go to the police. To do what? To see Shin, of course. He must be feeling so alone right now. They won't let you, Nana. Only the agency's lawyer is allowed to see him. I appreciate the passion though, man. I appreciate the passion a lot. Why? That's the law. His father might be able to see him, but he's overseas on business and just told the lawyer to take care of everything. How screwed up is that? Well, I know he's not a great father, but I'm not expecting. There are some brilliant parents out there that would do this, but you can't expect every parent to come home from abroad because your child got arrested for marijuana. I think that's a little bit unreasonable. What the? Let me see him. I'm Shin's mummy. That only works when you're playing house. Not in the real world, honey. Unfortunately. Maybe she can adopt him or something. I don't know. That might be quite weird, to be honest. But if they cancel the tour, the loss will be huge. The fans won't like it. It makes me sick to my stomach. I know. But whether they do the tour or not, someone's going to bitch. The president said to go on with it and ignore the press. That's what Shikai would say. But who's going to play bass? He said to find a fill-in. What? No way! How long's their meeting going to last? We have to find a bassist quick, or else we can't play the show. But we don't know if they'll even let us play the show. They're discussing what to do. Of course we're playing it. So why can't I be in the meeting? I can see why they keep you out, but... because they know you'd just go in there yelling. They couldn't have a rational discussion. Don't worry. The press said to go ahead with it. You'll end up doing it even if you don't want to. But again, it seems like Nana Osaki is much more focused on the tour and the show, isn't she? I don't really feel like doing it now. I messed up my nails. Oops. We're at our best like this, the four of us together. What's the point if one of us isn't here? Like, she doesn't seem to care at all. It's kind of sad, honestly. I know they've had a couple arguments, Nana and Shin, but they've always like seemed quite close in my opinion. You're talking like a dork in some cheesy teen drama. That made me barf. You really think we could play with just any bassist? It's just bass. If they can play bass, they can play. It's a tough spot though, isn't it? I think maybe where Osaki's coming from is the like disappointment of the I think she wants to perform, of course, but I think it is like the disappointment of the fans. Like they need to go out there, they can't disappoint the fans, and I don't know. I don't fully understand. I'd like a look into why she's so adamant to keep on performing for sure. It is just that like passion of hers, I think, though, isn't it? It's well within her character, but I don't fully understand. It's perhaps a good way of saying it. But you know, the fans won't buy it, and I wouldn't either. Why don't you ask Ren to play? I mean, he was in the band before, and I did say that, didn't I? What the hell are you saying? You can't do that. Why not? Redden wouldn't have a problem with it, right? No way. Ren quit on us way back then. We can't ask him to do something when he's in Trap Nest. But if Ren appeared as a surprise guest, it'd be great and the fans would be so psyched. See, that's what I was talking about. I'd be psyched. And it'd be all the buzz. I bet the old guy would say yes to that. So what does Nana think about this? She's into it, hey? You can't do something just for the hype. You don't live in 2024, Mr. Nobu. People do everything for the hype nowadays. Look at TikTok. Look at, if you remember Vine. If any of you guys remember Vine back in the day. Do it for the hype. Or do it for the Vine. Same thing. It's quite horrible. That is the app that got Logan Paul famous, unfortunately. Yep, she's straight on the phone to Ran. Hi, Ran. I got a favour to ask you. Nana, where's your pride? I tossed that out a long time ago. Whatever it takes. What is it? I heard about Shin. I just want to make it in this biz. That Nana then. I just want to make... You've already kind of made it, to be honest with you, Nana. I just want to make it in this biz. It is real, like, we haven't heard a single thought of her towards Shin so far, have we? Not a single thought. She looks like a stone cold killer here. I respect it in a way, but also I don't respect it in a way. I would, like, as a person, I'd much rather her... Oh, like, she doesn't have to like quit the performance or say they're not doing it. Like, they can go ahead with it, but just like spare a thought for Shin. Have a thought for him, please. Like, at least try and at least pretend like it's just spat everywhere. Sorry. Hopefully, guys, see that. Well, I didn't spit everywhere, but a little bit came out. Apologies, guys. Yeah, at least pretend to have like to be kind of, for this to be a hard decision, not just, yep, we're doing the show, get someone else. Fuck shit, you can rot in prison. Shit can rot. So again, I respect it. I also don't respect it. You guys know I always there's something about people like Nana. My aunt is the same way. I know a few people in this same way, which I always look up to them in a sense, because I'm the complete opposite of this, of just like steadfast kind of resolve and just being exactly who you are. Don't please anyone else. You just do whatever the hell you want. You say what you want. I have a really big respect for people like that, like Nana. And again, I think it comes from a place of me. I don't think I'll ever be able to be like that. I'm just not that person. But yeah, obviously there's lots of negatives that come with that. Imagine you're getting lots of bad interactions and lots of arguments and stuff, perhaps. But I don't know. Again, there's something really kind of alluring to that in a way. I don't know. Maybe it's that thing of like, you want what you can't have. No, now if you saw it on the news, I'll do anything. I just want to make it in this biz. I'll do anything. Except for go on quiz shows. Although she did go on quiz shows, to be fair to her. She didn't like it, but... Oh, no, it was the other show, wasn't it, that we were talking about. She'd done the quiz show thing fine, but it was like a drama or something that they wanted her to be in, which she denied. I'm sorry, but let's cancel the whole tour. Yeah. Damn, Nana's gonna hate this. We're really sorry about what happened. This is a big blow. This is a big, not just like, you can almost see in a shot the relationship now between the band. Just look at Ren's head bowing down like that. It's the classical Japanese nod, and bow, don't get me wrong, but like the relationship between these guys as a band and as their kind of employer, it's not going to be too great now. All that money spent on this tour and setting up and buying out the stadium and setting up seats and staff. God damn. Yeah, look how low his head is. Please, Ren. Even just for tonight would help. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. Why not? If they're done with Shin because of something this small, what would they do to me? Good fucking point. I'm not sure who he's referring to here. Is he talking about Trap Nest? Like, what would the owners in such a Trap Nest do to me if I joined Blast for a night? Because look what Blast has done to Shin after just a slight arrest of marijuana. They're done with Shin because of something this small. What would they do to me? He's talking about like joining properly. She's just asking for one night. What did you do? I'm just kidding. At any rate, all requests go through my agent. God damn it, we don't have time for that. Don't mess with me, I'm being serious. Well, I seriously don't think it's a good idea. Shouldn't you play your cards right and lay low for a while? I do kind of agree, to be honest. I don't think this is a good idea. As much as it would be kind of cool, I really don't feel that's a good idea. Desperate. It's a desperate act. again, it would be cool if it was actually like set up and it was like a kind of guest performance. And again, it was actually like scheduled, but it's just kind of desperate right now, isn't it? Why do I have to lay low when some idiot made this mess? Some idiot? Shin's your band, mate. Why should an idiot like that be in our band? Osaki really is not handling this very well, is she? Jesus Christ. Honestly, if I was Ren, I would like, yeah, this is it's a bit of a red flag in a way. If you get me, it's like, yeah, this is a red flag. Knowing that she can discard someone that's worked so hard with her, that's been such an integral part of Blast, so easily, she can just dismiss them like that. I mean, there is always the point of Shin obviously wasn't being very smart, was he? He was an idiot. Don't get me wrong, he was an idiot. But again, he was always there. He was always such a massive part. He definitely should have more of an idea. He's still as young as hell, so you can't hold it too much against him. But he should have an idea of how important this all is, not just to him, but to his bandmates, to the company, again to the staff that they hired, and everyone. Like there's almost hundreds of people that rely on you now. I spoke about this before. Like, becoming a star like this, it isn't just you now. It's like you've now got other people's lives and their well-being on your shoulders. Shin, I don't think quite understands that, does he? That and the fact that he's kind of fucked up, as you would be having the experiences he's had. When things are going good, he's your bruh. When it's not so good, he's out. Go on, Ren. Talk some sense into her. Talk some sense into her. Why would I want to play with someone like that? Jesus. I mean, it seems pretty harsh, but honestly, this is Nana's fault. This has come out of him, and I totally agree with Ren. As he just hangs up on her. Didn't work out. I knew it wouldn't. God damn. Hopefully that might actually tell Nana something. Hello, Yasu. The meeting's over? So it's cancelled? Ah, well, I understand. Is there any way we can see Shin? This is so depressing. How should I tell the president so he agrees with the decision? I'm leaving it up to you, Kawana. The president has no choice. Shin's a minor. We should apologise for our part in it too. Yeah, we overlooked his smoking and boozing. We coddled him too much. But cancelling the whole tour is too harsh. Shin will feel so guilty and suffer for that. For real. That's exactly what he should do. This really is all his fault. Fucking hell, Yasu. I mean, true. This guy's just like, oh shit. I mean, yeah, is again responsibility, isn't it? And I feel like Japan especially prides itself on, like, the people in Japan are very responsible. A lot of anime is focused on taking responsibility. A lot of anime I've watched is focused on taking responsibility. It's very much kind of ingrained in their kind of growing up in childhood, I think. I love the reactions to it though. They should use this shot as a little comedic thing that they do at the end of the volumes. But yeah, I mean, this sounds harsh, but Yasu's totally right. It is his fault. As bad as the situation is for Shin, again, it's not like we hold it against him too much, but this is a big deal, unfortunately, that he's caused here. But the president might make Shin spend his whole life paying for the loss. What should we do? I won't let that happen. The president should do that, actually. Then Shin might get it together and make an honest living. Well, Yasu, again, he's right. He's kind of correct. But yeah, I think Yasu's very ticked off right now, isn't he? Evidently, he usually is a bit more articulate than this, isn't he? Does things in a bit of a nicer way. He might get it together and make an honest living. That little scoundrel. Jesus. But yeah, fair play. Again, it's a massive deal. So I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed. My bandmate just ruined our whole tour for some marijuana. I mean, again, there's obviously circumstances that Shin's going through that has caused this, but I'd still be pissed. Let's find another bassist and at least restart from the Osaka show. This is too heavy a burden for Shin. It's alright. Why? To feel responsible is to understand your own existence. Oh, I guess this actually could be quite beneficial in a way, in terms of like giving Shin, like telling him, yeah, he's now got this responsibility. Like you're a person that has all this on your shoulders now. You're actually like a big deal, and that might actually help him in a way. But Yasu, if his existence caused all this, he'll just blame himself. Can I butt in here? I was meant to read that before, apologies. But it's much bigger than making him think that he's expendable. Much better than making him think that he's expendable. So I totally agree with Yasu. As much as he is being very true, but also quite harsh right now, I do agree with everything he's saying. You're putting the band on hold till Shin comes back? Yes. I'm sorry. You made your major label debut differently than you wanted to. It's not a bad idea to start the game over again. Let's do our best. Step by step. Okay, well, I think we sorted this out pretty well. That punk really blew it. That girl who looks like Rayra is the one who got arrested with him. He did something crazy just like you thought he would. He blew it, and now the band itself is at risk. When I made them debut with such a bang. I'll write a follow-up article. There's no way you can clean up this mess. I'll write about Shin's crappy upbringing in a dramatic way and make the public feel sorry for him. You always do the same thing. By the way, did you track down Nana's mother? Nope. She might be dead by now. And whose fault would it be if she was fucking dead? Fuck, these guys piss me off. I thought she was tougher than that. I'm disappointed. Well, be nice so she doesn't haunt you. When I got in the dorm, when I got in the dorm elevator, I started having breathing problems again. When I reached the 5th floor, I realized that I couldn't live here anymore. Why would I want to play with someone like that? Again, sometimes the truth is harsh. I agree with Ram. I can understand Nana's feelings. I can understand Nana's goals and such. Can't wait for her to take these fucking shoes off. Yeah, I understand her goals and her dreams, but You gotta be a good person, man. That's the number. Maybe that's just like my values coming through. Is like, I don't really care about success. I don't really care about money. I don't really care about fame. Just like, just be a good person. Just be a good human being to other human beings. Because there's so many people out there that are so selfish and aren't. I feel like Japan is very good at that. They are. Again, they understand responsibility. They understand being nice to other people and helping them. Being nice to strangers, whereas again in other countries that is very rare. Quite rare in Europe. A lot of rude people if you go down the street. Yeah, no, that's again just because I'm quite passionate about that point. Be good to other people. It's not all about you and your dreams. Think about the other people that have their dreams. Why would I want to play with someone like that? Where can I go? I can't go back to Ren's place. What do I do now? Everything's come to a grinding halt. Oh. It's raining. It was forecast. Oh, really? I didn't notice. It was sunny when I came over. What should I do? Do you want to borrow an umbrella? Or should I call you a cab? Or I could call Yasu. How cute is this? Oh, let's not do it there. Let's not. Let's not do any poses where we put our hand up like that. I'm glad you're feeling good enough to be funny. I can't just keep crying. I have to put myself together. As is Mummy. Anna, you're so tough. I'm jealous. No, I think she is very tough in her own way, isn't she? In an unusual sense, as Mew kind of mentions here, she is tough in her own kind of way. No, I'm not. I'm really weak and naive. You were quite weak and naive, but and again, I don't think so anymore, to be honest with you. I'm just trying to be strong like Nana. Maybe it's working. Wow, Nana. I'm worried about her. She was so psyched to go on this tour. She must be in shock. And do you want to come with me? Where? Yasu will come home at some point too, so you should come cheer them up. I'll go get rid of Nobu and Yuri. How did you know about me and Nobu? Yasu, you blabbermouth. Are you coming or not? And I didn't really envision these two getting along quite well after their initial meeting. Did you guys? Mew was quite moody at that party when they first met, so yeah, I'm coming. So why do I have to drive you guys over there? Why should we waste money on a cab? Can you pick me up too? Hey, Mr. Driver. What is it, miss? Do you know a girl named Shion? We are talking about Yasu's how does Takumi, do we know that Takumi knows her? How does he know Shion? This is the leader of the fangirls I'm talking about, right? The young beautiful woman with dark brown hair. How many women is that in Nana? 100. Yeah, it is. How the hell did we know that Takumi knew her? I don't remember. that is quite the reaction. That is quite the fucking reaction. What? Who's she on? Oh, I get it. What do you mean? I don't know her. Who is she? You sleazebag? Hey, I'm driving. I don't know what it is with Yasu in this volume, in this chapter so far. He really has had this vibe of just this, like dark and secluded. I don't know. I like it. Nana, what are you doing here? Let's go. Go where? The president wants to talk to you. The Shikai Corporation. Do you reckon the president is going to give her power in this situation? Like, she's the lead singer, she's like the main vocal point. Do you reckon they're going to I think he might give her like the final say. I don't know. I guess they are kind of owned by the corporation, so that's probably not too likely, but Anna. Fucking hell, he does look like a mob boss, doesn't he? I want you to go solo. Shit. What the fuck? I mean, it worked for Gwen Stefani. I think it's worked for a lot of women, to be fair. Wow, I guess I was quite wrong about that. We'll put Blast on hold for a while, just to tide things over for now. You still want to go sing, don't you? Well, this is almost like what I said. I said that she'd have the final decision, but this is actually even worse. I was expecting that to be like a moral test of will she actually think about what Ren said and think about Shin and go out and perform, or will she go and not perform, or will she go out and sing? But this is actually like that, but actually even harder because it will be just her. Holy crap! Wow. And maybe this is actually a point where actually getting I was bashing on the future sections and saying that was really annoying because they kind of like spoil stuff and tell us how things are going. But maybe in this regard, it's actually a bit more interesting because we do see her solo performing in the future. So is this the point where she chose to do that, or is it not? We will find out. I don't think it will be. I've got hope that she won't. But again, from what we see in the future, that might say otherwise. So don't worry about me and Nobu. Just think about yourself right now. This is a lot, man. Like, just think about this for a second. I think this has all happened in the space of a day. 2 days, perhaps. I don't know. I'm assuming this is all taking the space of a day. From a day, you've gone from going on tour with your band, having Shin get arrested, cancelling the tour, then being asked to go solo, and the band no longer being a thing. Like, that's fucking extreme, right? 1 minute we had a band going on tour, the next we've got no band and a solo singer now, and now Nobu and Yasu and Shin are just fucked. They're just done. Like, fucking hell. There's no way she can go through this, is there? No way. Holy crap! Again, that's the extremes. Like, fucking hell, that's extreme. That's an extreme of extremes. Going from having a tour 1 minute and then just destroying it all essentially the next. Fucking hell, all this work from everybody. Again, it's not just Nana. I mean, she's talented. She's not even like, I don't want to sound bad. She's not even that talented. Like we've heard before, people say her voice. She's got a very unique voice, and she's got in the anime. She's got a very awesome voice. I like her a lot. But we know that she's not the best singer ever. So she's got all the right parts, though, hasn't she, Nana? I don't know. I don't know about this. If she agrees to this, I'm going to be very disappointed. But I think it's well within her character to do so. Jesus Christ, so much pressure in the decision as well. Well, I wasn't worrying about you guys. I want to sing, but on my own. Nana, you don't have to answer right now. This is interesting. Of course, Nana, there's no need to rush anything. Think it overnight. Tonight? That's rushing things to me. Was this like a pissed out walkout from Misato? I was thinking they all seem a bit nice right now. Like, does Misato look like this? I guess she is like a major fangirl of Nana, but can't imagine Misato being too happy with this. What a fucking situation we're in right now. Holy shit. Hey, Hachi. To be honest, I was like a little kid, always crying and scared. That's the thing though. I also don't believe like she should just make this decision based on. She's got to make decisions for her own good as well. Like you can't ever just do things for every other person. You've got to be selfish in life sometimes. So I don't envy the choice she's got here. I'm struggling right now with the choice I've got of fucking selling my Xbox and buying a new one or not. Let alone this decision that has so much on the line. It's like I've got an Xbox One which I've had for like almost 10 years and it's still serving me well. There's some games I really want to play, like Resident Evil 4 Remake, that I can't play on Xbox One because it's only for the Xbox X and S. But it's serving me well, and I'm like still playing pretty much everything I want to play except for like 1 or 2 games. Like there's not really enough for me to buy a new system, but I know the new system will be better and there'll be more games in the future that come out. It's like I don't really know. Again, I'm really struggling. I'm bad at. If you guys can't tell, I'm quite bad at making decisions. I think in my kind of striving for kind of, I wouldn't say unbiased, but to be as balanced and to look at the positives and negatives and to look at things fully. I think in my pursuit of that, it's a positive, don't get me wrong, but it's also like a major negative when it does come to decision making. I've never been, well, again, when I was a teenager, the decision was a decision. It would get chosen fucking quickly as hell. But again, when I think about it a lot nowadays, I do struggle making decisions a lot nowadays because, again, I just always kind of mold over points, the positives and negatives a lot. And yeah, it's just, I wouldn't say I'm bad at making decisions. I usually like, it does help me make good decisions, but it's like, it makes it tougher to find out which is the good and bad decision. I don't know. Again, I've been stuck on that for like a day. It's like I had the impulse to buy a new one, and again, when I was a teenager, I would have just done it, or I would have done it, or I would have just forgot about it. But now it's just like, do I? They're going to release a new one in like 3 or 4 years. They go, yeah. To be honest, I was like a little kid, always crying and scared. I'm so glad we met. I wish I could have told you that. I think that goes unsaid, right? I came to Tokyo to make it on my own. She did. But when they wanted to take me as a solo artist, I got so anxious I felt faint. Oh, there's the cover. Oh, that looks like a beautiful cover. We'll look at that next time. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, went on lots of tangents today, so apologies about that. The actual content was quite short again, wasn't it? Like, how many pages was that? It was not a lot of pages, was it? I think this felt like the shortest one yet. It might be the longest video. Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't the shortest one yet at all. It was actually the longest one yet, funnily enough. But it felt quite short, probably because again a lot was going on. There's a fucking lot going on in this chapter, wasn't there? Like, Jesus Christ, Shin got arrested for weed. We had a tour. We had a band. We may not have a band. We may still have a tour. We may not have a tour, but we might still have a band. Like, fucking hell, bro. But yeah, do let me know what you guys thought about this chapter down in the comment section. Brilliant chapter. Absolutely loved this. Loved looking to Nana. I loved Ren's input. I loved Yasu's input on the whole situation. But yeah, do let me know you guys. Let me know what you guys thought, both about Nana and what everyone said, the harsh truths and such down in the comment section. I'd be really interested to hear what you guys have to say about this one. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. I'll be back with the final chapter of like the main chapters next week, and then we've got that really awesome special I'm looking forward to a lot. So hopefully I'll see you guys then, and have a good rest of your day.